Hi everyone, it's Maria Nicola with a 10-way necklace, and this is the very first video of a lovely series that you're going to watch that explains the entire 10-way necklace range. So I thought the first one should be about my jewelry journey, and I get a bit sentimental when I recall how it all started and where I've come from. So let's start from the beginning, shall we? Now, as a little girl, I've always loved jewelry. My gorgeous grandmother, I think she had a major impact on my jewelry journey. I was named after her, which is probably no coincidence. So Maria. And she used to come visit us. She lived in Cyprus and she used to come visit us when I was over the years as we were growing up. Now, she used to always bring a ring for each auntie, and I'd see this every year. She'd roll out the serviette, the tea towel, and it was like, oh wow, and each one was more beautiful than the next. And all of the aunts were allowed to choose their favorite one and whatever fit them, and they were allowed to choose. Well, finally, I was finally reaching 9 or 10. And she told me she had a ring for me this time, and I was so excited to get one of the rings. So on that very first opportunity that I got the ring, it fit perfectly, of course, and it was sentimental and it meant a lot to me. I still have it to this day. And she ignited something in me that I think we just shared a common thing. She always wore jewelry, and so I get that from my grandma, who we call Yaya in Greek, in Cypriot. So that's where my love for jewelry started. So growing up, I was always attracted to it, always looking into shop front windows, whether it be antique or fashion or costume jewelry. I loved it all. In a nutshell, I was married to my childhood sweetheart for 17 years. I loved him most of my life, and we were kind of always together. So after 17 years of marriage, he chose to end the marriage. And to say that I was upset is a mild understatement. I didn't know what to do. I was at a loss. Not only was the marriage over, but I was financially done. There was nothing left. It was pretty bad. So what I then faced was a whole new life. I call it, I've had two lives. I've had two lives in one, 110%. So I was the good little Greek girl, if you like. I'm actually Cypriot, but a good little Greek girl who did as she was told, who, kept the house, cooked, cleaned, raised the children. I worked a bit on the side, but not too much that I couldn't still manage everything else. And just, signed documents when I was told to sign, and just pretty much just went with the flow and let him steer the ship. To then finding myself at 39 with a completely blank slate, completely blank. and just wondering, what on earth now? What on earth now? And the amazing thing was, the more women I spoke to, the more that I was surrounded by women, because I really reached out to women. I joined a lot of networking groups and things like that. And I found that I wasn't the only one in this position, or different positions. Everyone has a story. Everyone does. So I knew I wanted to help women, but I didn't know how at that point. I knew I had to do something a bit bigger, a bit better, a bit more impactful to really make a difference in my life and the children's lives, because I didn't want them to then go on and have a life where they were forever, trying to dig their way out of debt. I was happy to work hard, but I wanted to make a difference, not just for us now, but for them in their future. So I was really, it's hard to explain. The magnetic idea of the jewelry, of the necklace, really came into light in a major way. So I actually had a dream, and I could see the pieces in a black divided box, believe it or not. And I woke up the next day and it was like, I know what I gotta do. I know what I gotta do. And I was obsessed to say, oh, that's all I could think about. That's all I could think about. And the beautiful thing about where I was coming from was I had a long line of jewelry. I've been in jewelry since I was 22, from bridal business to gift shop with my former husband so I had a lot of contacts. And when you want something so bad and it fills your heart, like that's all you are. Well, I must have been attracting a lot of energy in that regard, because all these different amazing people just popped into my life and gave me amazing manufacturers, website designers, people that I've kept and I still work with, the people from the very beginning that I've kept and still work with today. So I found that, and it was an interesting journey, because I found that I went from follower in the married life, my first life, to then I had to become a leader, an influencer, a designer of new things and inspirational things. And my brain, oh my goodness, some of the conversations I've had with myself, you can't do this. Are you crazy? Let alone other people telling me as well, like looking at me like, is that what you want to do? Interesting. Yeah. Okay. And you're going, maybe I can't do it. So, you know, the inner struggle is real, right? So then I started to eventually, it took some time, really own it. And I only spent what I had, and I started the business on the real gold jewelry, which is quite symbolic, really. I only used to ever wear real gold, and I had a few pieces, not much. And I sold them to start the business. And it's really funny because now the only real gold that I have are these. No, I'm not married, but I am dedicated for the rest of my life to a wonderful man. And this, which is our promise ring to each other. And that's all I need in life. That's it. That's all the real gold I need in life. Fashion jewelry has taken over for me. I love it. I love the changeability. I love just what you can do with it. It's not an everyday same thing every day. I can now finally honestly see that this business, the 10-way necklace, the extensions and all the accessories of the 10-way necklace, there's still clothing now that complements the 10-way necklace beautifully, has a future. We have a Sparkling Sisterhood group, which is so beautiful and fresh and innovative. I have stylists worldwide, 10-way stylists worldwide, and there is so much love and connection that I couldn't be more grateful. I can now see that, yes, I will eventually provide a solid future for my children and finally get back to that feeling of wholeness that I once had. And gosh, it's rewarding. It's so rewarding because I, with the help of so many amazing people, I call them my angels, have helped me, and it's just been beautiful. I'm so grateful. Thank you for watching this video. I know it was a little bit long, but it's really tricky to put so many different things and emotions into one short video. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I promise the next ones won't be as long. And thank you so much for listening, and I'm so glad you're here.